Last time we talked about the equipment, and now we're going to set up the equipment. We need some copper pipe. This is really cheap stuff. You can get it cut to order. It's just copper pipe, because you want to keep the plant material off the base of the still. So I put the copper pipes in there. Then I put in this vegetable steamer, and fortunately for me, the vegetable steamer fits right in. Then I put in my copper screen, because I want to make sure that my plant material is suspended above. The plant material will be right here in this area. We harvested about 3 pounds of Artemisia arborescens, and all we need to do now is put our 3 pounds of Artemisia arborescens into the still on that copper screen, which is suspended over that stainless steel vegetable steamer, right? Over 3 small pieces of copper tubing. And we put in about 3 pounds of material. And so we need anywhere from 2 to 3 gallons of water. We've already filtered this water, because we want nice clean water to come over. We've measured it out, and we're going to put in 2 gallons of water, filtered clean water.
So I'll ask you about filtered water if you're talking about...
You can use spring water if you have it. I live in the city, so I have to filter my water. Or you can ozone your water.
I don't really know about that.
Well, wineries do that. They'll use city water and ozonate it. But we don't have those facilities.
I think that's what Blackwater Mountain does to their water.
And now, because I've done this before, this level right here has got to be level with this level right here, so that everything has to fit in nice and clean and tight. If I've done this correctly, and I hope I have, we're going to put in the head, and we're going to fit it into the condenser. And
Top is a little...
it doesn't matter.
That's okay?
That part doesn't matter. It's just got to fit in, and then we wait 32 minutes while the water boils. Just in case I haven't set this up precisely, perfectly, I use this Teflon plumber's tape around the areas where steam might escape. Because if steam escapes, of course, it is the hydrosol and the essential oil that are escaping. You understand?
Yes.
Yeah. So, just in case I haven't set this up absolutely perfectly, this wonderful Teflon tape does not harm my copper still and will seal my still. You want to do this, of course, before the still gets boiling hot. And I'm going to seal this here too. Now, I also carry cotton yarn with me because in the old days, stills were often sealed with either mud, which is rye flour and water, which, of course, when it heats up, will make like a mud seal, or they were sealed with wool.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I've seen illustrations of them sealed with wool.
Or they're sealed with cotton yarn. Now, in Africa, where cotton comes from, the stills were often sealed with cotton yarn. It was part of a ritual magic sort of thing. I live in the United States, My ritual magic is Teflon tape. Works great. It's just a wonderful object to use. I think distillation is kind of a magical process because you start with plants and filtered water over here, and steam circulates kind of in a anti-clockwise motion. It goes into this, it gets narrowed into this narrow neck. It then becomes focused into the head of the still, and it will then keep going around until it comes through there. Now you notice we haven't put water into the condenser yet. And the reason we don't do that is that the temperature over here and the temperature over here have to be very close. If you read a lot of distillation books, they'll tell you to use ice water in a condenser, which is completely incorrect. Because if you have ice water over here and boiling water over here, you will have like an impasse right at the top. It just blocks. It's cold, hot. They just don't match. So what you need is boiling water over here and water over here that's maybe 10 degrees less, 10 or 15 degrees less. And once it starts going, you'll see that there's this perfection of drips that happens. It just drips in this lovely drip, 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 drip motion, and that is perfect. What I'm going to do later, because we're using this Artemisia arborescens, which produces an essential oil in hydrosol that's blue because of the azulene. And you'll see that I have this plastic tubing here. I'm going to remove that and drip it directly into the glass, because all the azulene will collect into this plastic tubing. And I'm about 10 minutes right now. The heat is up to here, and it's beginning to warm the head. I can hang on to it. As long as I can hang on to it, I know that steam is not coming over in the gooseneck. So I will wait until it's about here, and then I'll add water to the condenser. Now if you look at the condenser, by the way, this water is warm and it's not cold, because we want the heat of the condenser to be close and just slightly under the heat of the boiling water. This is just straight tap water from my tap. For the still, remember we use filtered water. For the condenser, we're going to use slightly warm tap water. The overflow of the condenser is at the back of the condenser here. There's a plastic tubing that is going down into a 5-gallon pot that I have, and I will continually reuse the condensing water over and over again, because if you don't reuse your condensing water and you don't have a way to collect it, you are being an environmental disaster, because you're just wasting a lot of water from condensing a gallon of